This short video is about workflow. Workflow is the process that a piece of your classwork goes through from start to finish. Classwork is created by your teacher and posted to your Google Classroom, where you can find it and work on it. Once you're done, you'll turn it into Google Classroom, but that's not the end of the process. Your work is then returned to you by the teacher with a grade, or possibly with feedback, or even a request for you to make changes and turn it in again. So you will need to know how to find returned work and view any feedback or instructions that your teacher may have added for you. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you 2 ways to complete and turn in an assignment. So here I am in my Google Classroom, and I'm going to go into my class, and I'm going to instantly hit the Classwork tab. I can find my assignments in Stream, and these are in order of when they were posted. Classwork shows them in a more organized way, so if you can't find something, it's always a good idea to tap Classwork. So now that I'm in my classwork, I can see that I have an assignment, and I'm going to open it. And down at the bottom it says Your Work, and I want to expand this because it's going to have the attachment and sometimes other directions. So I'm going to tap open this assignment, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to complete this and turn it in. First one is I'm going to open it, and right here in Google Classroom, if you can see up in the right, there's a pen. So I'm going to say, I'm going to read the directions. Okay. And we're going to find an appropriate response. Let's say this one. We'll put in D. And then I would go through and let's just pretend that I finished it. And then I'm going to tap Save. And my document's saved. So I'm going to close it. And now you can see that it says Edited and my name, which is Memorial Library. And here I can turn it in, and I can leave comments here if I prefer. But I'm going to show you another way to turn it in. Sometimes we want to use Notability because either the pen is clunky, or we want to type with the keyboard instead of write with the pen, or add pictures, or we want to get fancy. So I'm going to show you one more way. I'm still in the Your Work tab, and I'm going to open it up. But this time, instead of using the pen, I'm going to go for the square with the little arrow in it right next to the pen in the upper right corner. And I'm going to tap that. And what that's going to do is put my document into my Google Drive. So now I'm looking at it in my Google Drive, and you'll notice in Google Drive you'll always have the breadcrumbs icon, which is the 3 dots. Sometimes they're vertical, sometimes horizontal, but you can see them up in the right-hand corner under the battery indicator, and I'm going to tap that, and it opens this big huge menu with all these things that I can do. So that's always a great place to look when you're trying to do anything on your iPad. What I want to do is send a copy. I want to send a copy to Notability. So I'm going to choose Send a Copy, which is about the 6th one down here. And then I get to choose what app I want to send it to. If Notability is not in your list, you'll click the More app and you'll add it. And you'll only have to add it once. Then Notability will always be there. So I'm going to tap Notability. I'm going to say Create New Note and Import. Done. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to Notability, open it up, and I will see that I have a note. There it is. And I can open it up. And now I have all these tools on top, so I can use, let's see, I can use text. So if I want to put in, say I want the answer to be F in this one, I can say F. I can change the size, the color. We're not going to go through all the editing, but there's tools up here where you can write and text. You can insert pictures and things like that. So you can do a lot of more interesting things here in Notability. And once you're done with the assignment, like let's pretend I finished the whole thing, you're always going to look for icons like the one on the upper left, the piece of paper with the arrow. I'm going to show you afterwards some other icons like that. But whenever you're in any app and you want to send what you're doing to another app, look for an icon that sends an arrow out. They don't all look exactly like that, but they're similar. So I'm going to tap that, and I'm going to say Other Apps, because I don't see Google Classroom here. And I'm going to share my note. And let's see if I have Google Classroom now. I don't, so I'm going to tap More, and I'm going to tap Google Classroom. Okay, and I'm going to say Attach to Assignment. Whoops. Sometimes this this is an important note. Sometimes this screen will come up to the last class that you're in. So if you just tap that class, it'll show you all your classes. It doesn't always make sense, but just tap whatever class shows up. And then you can go to the class that you're trying to turn in for, and then attach to assignment. And there it is. Please complete this worksheet. That was the one. Hopefully your teacher has a more descriptive topic than the one I chose here. And so I've attached it to that assignment. So now let's go back to Google Classroom and see if it's on there. Your work. Okay. Update that. Okay. So when you are not seeing something you know you did, pull down on your screen, put your finger in the middle and pull down and let go, and that updates it. So now I have 2 edits. So this, I can check them both. This one is the one that I just finished, that I typed the F in. So that's the one I want to keep. So the top one, I can delete that one. And then I'm only turning in one thing to my teacher, and he or she will know which one's the right one. And then I just hit turn in. So now it may have been a day or so, and you're wondering if your work has been returned. You should have received a notification as soon as it happened. If not, we can still go in and check. Let's see if we can create a notification here that this teacher has added a private comment. So whenever something happens to your assignments, you should be notified both by email and on your screen, and that should alert us to go into Google Classroom and check. So I'm going to my class and tapping classwork. And then, sometimes I'll want to pull down an update just in case. I'm going to tap on the assignment, your work, and I can see that it's been edited. Let's see. I do not see the private comments. One private comment. There it is. Great job, Library 1. Can you please also complete number 3 and turn this back in? So I have comments, and I also have a request. So I need to finish number 3 and turn it back in. So I'm going to open it again, and this time I'm not going to go to Notability. I'm just going to finish number 3, and I think I'll choose E for that one. Save. So now I've followed the teacher's instructions, and I've done number 3, and I'm ready to resubmit it again. So again, it's really important to check the comments and see if you need to do anything else. There it is, turned in again. Here are some of the icons that are for sharing or sending. Look for these icons when you're in any app if you want to send something to another app. If you need to turn on notifications so that you're made aware when your teacher returns something to you or sends you a comment, in your Google Classroom, you're going to click the hamburger icon, which is the 3 lines in the upper left corner here, and you're going to go down to Settings, and then Notifications. And everything should be turned on here because you don't want to miss anything. So email is turned on, and you can tap just under where it says class notifications, and you can choose which classes you want to be emailed for. You should have all classes that you currently are taking and turn off ones that are maybe from last year. And then device notifications, and these are the types of things that are going to notify you when someone leaves a comment, and things like that. So those are all things you need to know. So make sure all the notifications are turned on. And if you need to know more about workflow, or if you'd rather read than watch a video to learn how to do some of these things, let's check the website for workflow that we may have gone over earlier in the year. It's here, and I'm going to show you how to get to it. You're going to go to the Memorial Middle School website. If you want to save this website to your desktop, just hit the share and add to home screen, and it will make an icon for you here. There it is. Then all you have to do is open it. You're going to go to Tech Support. There it is. And then over here, the hamburger icon again for students. And you'll find all kinds of good information for students over here. And then here's the workflow guidelines for students and families. And if you open that, this website can walk you right through all the pages on the left. So you can go right to what you need to know, or you can just sort of walk through one page at a time and get some instructions for how to find things in Google Classroom and turn them in, and redo them and turn them in again. And if you have any other questions or you get stuck, please let me know. And here's how to contact me. GLATZSA@spsdme.org.